Welcome back, everybody, to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm yours, Andy Kless, joined by
Jabron.
Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got it.
And we got Jeremy Odom back in the fold. Jeremy, how are we hanging? How are we hanging in there?
You know, the excitement really dropped when you introduced me.
No, I don't think
I
so.
noticed that. It's
No
nothing
way.
personal.
No way.
It's all good.
Well, you got to fluctuate your voice, and I don't know. Jabron's ready for that energy. He is ready for that.
He is bringing the heat.
I don't want to scare off our guests. This is only the second segment, maybe the most important segment when we're talking fantasy football.
Yes,
No doubt about it. The segment.
Because we are getting into running backs.
Yeah.
And for a number of years now, I've been in a lot of PPR leagues, and so that's kind of where I'm gearing this for. And last year, I was number one overall pick because that's how the season before, if you win the consolation bracket,
You get first pick.
then you get first pick.
Okay.
And I won the consolation, so I didn't overthink it. Christian McCaffrey. Just
Good
do
pick.
it.
Easy enough.
And if I
Good
had,
pick.
it's pretty easy in hindsight, okay? And if I had that choice again, he's already got that red Q next to his name and all these different formats and the mock drafts. I don't care. I'm taking Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Don't argue with that.
Don't
right?
argue.
Winners only, right? That's your strategy.
yeah.
Winners
Now,
only.
if
like
you
winners.
have first pick in your draft and you're not taking CMC, he's either being kept by somebody else or you're the worst fantasy football player alive.
That's exactly it.
That is the only thing that you're looking at here. If you're not taking CMC, even if you're in standard scoring, if you're not taking
take him.
CMC,
Yep.
you are doing something incorrect. This guy scores at least a touchdown a game, most of the time, 2.
Even last year when he wouldn't even play half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He would still rack up, in standard scoring leagues over 20 points.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a touchdown, 100 yards, and
60 yards receiving.
60 yards receiving.
Is that something you think about, though? Because there is guys like him who maybe are a little injury prone.
Yeah, for sure.
But they get heavy workloads, which volume wins in this business.
Volume wins.
But he's not going to be there at the end of some games. Does that bother you, though?
It really doesn't with... It does with a lot of players, but not with Christian McCaffrey, just because he's going to get his points early.
Okay.
You know that he's going to get a lot of these guys that you're saying workload, they'll bust off, 30 yards rushing in the first half or whatever. McCaffrey doesn't matter because he's going to have the 30 yards, plus they're going to look at him in the red zone every time that they're down there, no matter what. They do so many plays where he's a part of it that it's absolutely insane. Either receiving out of the backfield or screens or whatever it is, he's part of it. Christian McCaffrey at the San Francisco 49ers is one of the cheat codes of fantasy football.
It is.
I don't know if we've seen anything like it before. Maybe a little bit of LT with San Diego, but I think it's even amplified just because of how many good players are on San Francisco. They can't key on McCaffrey, and they definitely need to. So that's why I'm
100%.
saying he's a cheat code.
Yeah, and then when we get to receivers, we'll talk about Debo, and the same thing will be said. Where you're really going to put a spy and a linebacker on Christian? Well, here we go. We got Debo one-on-one.
We have another running back.
Whoops! There you go. Well, it's a completely different story here with the number 2 overall back in most consensus mocks right now, and that is Breece Hall from the New York Jets.
The Jets.
A lot of upside, but I don't know. I mean, I was talking about drafting winners.
Yeah.
How much have the Jets won lately? I don't know.
Well, I just had their quarterback on do not draft ever. I mean, obviously, this guy's going to get some points. This guy is high volume, especially if Rodgers sucks. This guy is going to be really good.
Rodgers doesn't suck.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, or goes down, or whatever you want to say. I'm just saying I don't think Aaron Rodgers will have a very good year. Breece can have a very good year, and that's why you're seeing him at draft spot number 2 overall, probably. I think just a lot of people, are going to shy away from him because he plays for the New York Jets. I definitely am not going to draft him just because he plays for the Jets. That's me.
So your comments about Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
I firmly believe that I like to have running backs that'll be successful if their quarterback is successful.
Okay.
I look back to Adrian Peterson. His best seasons are when he had a comparable quarterback. When he had, the younger quarterback or maybe the backup quarterback, he wasn't as effective. Why is that? Because they can stack the box.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers is as bad as we both think that he's going to be, I think that's going to affect Hall.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely will. They won't be, trying to win games. He's not going to
There'll
be
be
up.
9 guys in the box.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to score when, or be in the game when they're down 24 points. That's just the way it's going to be. So I don't like him at 2, Andy.
Right.
I would rather have a guy like Jonathan Taylor or even going down the line a little bit, Derrick Henry. I think he's going to have a great year.
Really? We'll get back to Derrick Henry, but I want to talk about the number 3 overall consensus, Bijan Robinson, because I feel like there's a lot of chatter about, well, there's this, there's that going on, but he's still getting drafted number 3 overall in most leagues.
I think it's a great pick, Andy, especially with the high flying, what everybody thinks they're going to do this year, the Atlanta Falcons. Bringing in Kirk, that means you're going to load up the long ball, all that kind of stuff. I think he's going to have a very, very good season. And I think he's going to be more of a dual threat running back now with Kirk dumping it off as well. So, no, I like Bijan. I would take him definitely over Breece Hall. A lot of people will have a lot of problems with that, but I like Bijan better than Breece.
Well, I feel like, Jeremy, a lot of people are dropping Robinson in their mock drafts, but then it's coming through that he's still going number 3 overall. So you're not really preaching, you're not drafting like you're preaching here. I think Robinson deserves to be at that 2-3 spot as well.
Oh, 100%. And you just look at Kirk Cousins, obviously great quarterback, right? And he's going to play. He's going to be able to be drafted at a QB2, but he's a QB1. That's the numbers he's going to put up. Where are the numbers going to? That's going to go to Robinson. It's going to go to Drake London. It's going to go to Kyle Pitts finally. So I love Robinson there. I think he's drafting just fine. I think you're going to come out okay picking him in the first round, early or even late in the first round. Great value there. But
great value.
No, I love him. This is the year that he will break out.
You think so? He's your breakout guy?
Yeah, I just love the Falcons' offense. They're built to put up some points this year.
Kurt's really going to stabilize that.
He really is.
If it stays healthy, that's going to be a fantastic pick, no doubt. Saquon Barkley he's really going up the leaderboard, and this is one where I'm thinking, stay off my roster. He's an older back now. He's on a new team. He's injury prone. What more boxes do I need to check to put him on my do not draft no matter what list? But it doesn't matter. Saquon Barkley is going to go in the top 5. He's going to go.
He will.
He definitely will, Andy. And you just look at him. He looks like the All-American running back.
He looks great.
He looks like the best running back in the entire world.
Thighs are the size of this table.
Exactly. But no, I'm totally with you on it's a new system, new team, new everything. He was the end-all, be-all for the Giants. I don't know how he's going to react not being the full-time showboat. After Odell left, it was his team and all that kind of stuff. I really don't know. Maybe he's got a big slice of humble pie and he's going to fit right into the Eagles offense, but I just don't know enough about it to draft him this high.
Right.
It's the injury proneness that really gets me to take him that high, because you're going to get one at some point. Somebody in my league on Saturday is going to take him early in the first round. And I'm going to shake that guy's hand. I'm going to sit on the floor and I'm going to flatten my calf so it looks huge. And I'm going to be like, this is your guy, buddy.
This is your guy right here.
Yeah. That's...
There's also guys are more injury prone, and I got some air quotes going here. When they're on loser teams like the Giants have been last few years.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now he's going to a
if
team.
they're playing well, maybe he plays well.
And he somehow miraculously doesn't get hurt. Those injuries don't appear as much. So I do think there's something to be said for that. Are there any other running backs that you're just going against the grain on as far as up or down the draft board?
I think one guy for me is getting really disrespected, and I believe that's Isiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going at running back 15 right now. I think he should be up that list. Despite missing 3 games last year, that's what we're saying. He's injury prone as well, but I think he is going to be a workhorse for the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Kelsey's not going to be able to take the workload like he always has been. I just like Isiah Pacheco this year. I think the Chiefs are going to be on the ground a lot more than they have been.
Andy Reid runs the wheels off of his running back, so I like Pacheco as well. Are you on Pacheco?
I like what you're saying about Pacheco. I think you're going to find value in the 9th round. Running back 28, Nick Chubb. The returning Nick Chubb, a guy who was a first-round pick last year's fantasy draft, who's back.
A resurgence.
I think he's on a good team. I'm calling the Browns a good team. I know you don't hear that often.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's coming off injury. I think he's got a lot to prove,
Yeah.
and he is a talent.
Yeah. No, he's a
So,
freak.
do I take him as my RB1, even my RB2? Probably not. But he's a guy
He's
I'm
down the list
drafting,
guy.
and I'm going to find insane value, and he will be in my starting lineup at some point, and I'm going to win games.
No
So,
doubt.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, that's
there you
a
go.
flex plug-in right away.
100%.
Right away in the ninth round. I will give you one, Andy. I know we're getting close to time here,
No,
but
we got
one
time.
guy that I do not like that is up the leaderboard here, Andy, is Achane for the Miami Dolphins. This guy is on my do not draft list. His rookie efficiency was, it's just not sustainable, Andy. He's having 7.8 yards per carry and 11 touchdowns and 130 touches. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's I just believe, and he only cleared 12 touches only 3 times as a rookie.
Yeah, big plays.
Big play guy. Raheem Mostert's coming back. They drafted a rookie, Jalen Wright. I just believe he's going to be a situational back, and he's just not going to get that type of capacity. I just don't see that figure change anytime soon. He should not be going as the 10th running back in fantasy football. It's too low of a backfield, and he's just too big play dependent.
Right. Another guy that's in that around that 10 spot, it kind of burst onto the scene last year, James Cook for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I think that he could have a lot of upside now that especially Stephon Diggs is gone.
And calling for the ball.
And Allen has been being told by his coaching staff and his fan base, everybody, stop running the ball as much. We need you on the field.
Yeah.
So for those reasons alone, I think Cook might have a little bit of upside. And if he's there early in that second round, maybe even late in the first round, I might take Cook and feel pretty good about it.
Well, I mean, he performed as the 12th best running back just last season, and now he's going to have more opportunities. I love him.
Yeah, no, and I got to throw this guy in here because I gave him a little flack on the end of the last time. But one guy that I am looking at, Andy, is Gus Edwards for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
The Chargers are going to run the ball, and with J.K. Dobbins coming off an Achilles injury, Edwards has the best bet for 250-plus carries this year. And if they're close to the goal line, this guy can score touchdowns. I love where he's at. He's getting drafted as running back 36 at 116 overall. Wow. I think that's great value for a starting running back for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Go Bolts.
Everywhere he's been, Harbaugh runs the ball.
Bolt up.
There you go. Bolt up. That's the hashtag, folks. You heard the horn. That means we're up against it, but let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Stock and Rod Company, an outdoor lifestyle brand for those seeking adventure, whether it's hunting, fishing, hiking. They got you covered. Visit stockandrod.com to get your wild game on. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.